daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome everybody to the Daily Premier League podcast. It's the day we've been looking forward to for years. It's the 27th of September. I'm Ken Davis. He's Nick Britton. Welcome to your Daily Premier League podcast, where we discuss all the goings on across the Premier League and a few more things besides. You excited, Nick? Obviously, it's the day of El Clasico.
Well, can I just like temper kind of excitement here? When you say it's the day we've been looking forward to forever, no, it isn't. It's the day you've been looking forward to ever. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a rather mundane, boring away game at a small Welsh provincial town.
Yeah, but for me, it's the game I've dreamed of for 20 years.
It has. I'm not going to lie. You have been dreaming of this 20 years because we've known each other for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's all you've been banging on about. And in the last 2 or 3 years, if you don't know what we're talking about, Ken will explain in just a moment. For the last 2 or 3 years, as your team's inexorable rise through the leagues from non-league, for possibly helped by billions and billions and billions of pounds of Hollywood money, so let's just buy the league, don't worry about football, then yeah, I know you've been getting more and more excited when a fixture list came out for the Championship this season. I know you were straight on it. But let's face it, for everybody else, nobody cares.
Wrexham versus Derby, 12:30 in the Championship. Cancel your plans, get yourself in front of the TV and enjoy what will be an absolute festival of attacking football. Just before we move on to what we're supposed to be talking about, the Premier League, give us a prediction for today. I want to score as well this time.
Well, do you want heart, head, or ridiculousn's?
Accuracy.
Okay, accuracy, 2-1 to Wrexham.
Yeah, I never thought I'd ever heard the day you'd say that. I think I just might end the podcast there, actually. I also think we will win. I think it will be by 3-1. Both teams will score. Both got leaky defences, but we're just looking like we're like we've found our feet a bit.
You found your feet, yeah. You found your feet, and a couple of goals in the week in the League Cup for your superstar, most expensive striker, and Broad. What's his name? Broadhead. Yeah, that's important. I think for Wrexham, I think he's a good signing at this level. He should get goals in the Championship. Both teams have had a very slow start. I think a sluggish start to the season. Derby have been hampered by a lot of injuries. Their team we're just starting to come back, but I think it's a little bit too early for us. I think we need another month before I think we can see the best of what. We'll be fine this season. We'll be all right. I don't know. The note of encouragement I can offer you, Ken, is that we are at the moment very much an away side. The way we set up, i.e., back five, 2 defensive midfielders, a 60-yard gap to Carlton Morris, who stands there scratching his head for a bit, or chasing long balls. We could keep a clean sheet today. Because we're good at it. We went to West Brom and we won 1-0 away after just getting battered for most of the game. We had to defend very heavily in the first half against Preston at home, but we set up quite negatively there. In the second half, when we changed it around and got onto a more attacking front foot, we looked a lot better, but couldn't score, so we lost that game. I think it'll be a kind of an away mindset today of don't concede a goal. So could be a 0-0. We could sneak it 1-0 because the team's kind of set up to sneak games 1-0. But I'm just not sure. I think Wrexham have got a good attack. If they hit the straps, if your attack finds its form today, I think it'll be difficult to keep out.
A couple of early goals for Wrexham today. It could be anything. Right. Brilliant. So very much looking forward to that. Well, news in the Premier League, Nick. And before we go on to fixtures, we really want to spend today looking at the games which are about to...
That's what Saturday morning's about, isn't it? Saturday morning is the best part of the weekend.
Yeah, I love it. Can't wait.
When you're all excited, it's only a few hours till disappointment and misery sets in. So why not enjoy it whilst we can?
Are you in about 3:30 this afternoon?
I'm in for everybody except you, unless we win. If we win, I'm coming around your house, mate.
Right, okay. So Spurs seem to be attracting some takeover interest. Interesting. Of course, Daniel Levy stepped down a couple of weeks ago. Is that just coincidental? Is it starting to feel like it isn't coincidental? Because since then, the ownership of Spurs, which is held by Endorsement, which is Amanda Stay.
Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis's family.
Joe Lewis. But Amanda Staveley's kind of been looking at it, hasn't she?
Circling around. Yeah, she's circling around with the bid. Yeah,
as well. And now there's an American tech billionaire, trillionaire, zillionaire, whatever they are, looking to ask the questions as to whether that stake is for sale as well. Endorsement have said no, but what's going on there? Because suddenly there's a load of momentum about it.
Yeah, it feels a bit odd, doesn't it, that Daniel Levy steps down, and all of a sudden, in the space of 2 or 3 days, there were a couple of bids for shares in the club from PCP International Finance Limited, which is Amanda Staveley's company, Firehawk Holdings Limited, and now we've got another player in the market, Brooklyn Eric, who's an American tech entrepreneur. Now, publicly, Spurs have said they have, quote, unequivocally rejected, unquote, an informal expression of interest at this stage. But Daniel Levy's departure was very sudden. Nobody expected it. It came literally out of the blue. And then you suddenly get loads of bids for the club or for shares in the club. That tells you something. And whatever's playing out, I think that whatever's playing out in the public domain is very, very different to what's being played out in the private domain.
Yeah, that is often the case, obviously, with these things, which are often under non-disclosure agreements. Just one final thought on that. What do you think Spurs fans want the outcome to be? Spurs had a bit of a reputation for under-investment on the playing side under Levy, and indirectly, therefore, by their current owners, because Levy was really doing that with the support of their current owners. Do you think fans will be thinking, wow, here's our chance maybe to compete with other clubs with a slightly bigger budget?
I think so. I mean, look, depending on where the money's coming from, you kind of have a look around and look what other clubs are doing, and there's money coming in from the Far East. Certain clubs, there's money coming from America in certain clubs. And I think Tottenham, look, Tottenham fans want a winning team. I mean, all football fans want a winning team, but they will see. Look, Daniel Levy did a brilliant job in getting Tottenham as a business, as an organisation, as a structure into a fantastic place, arguably the best place of any Premier League club. They've got a magnificent stadium, which is a multi-use, multi-purpose stadium. They've got a fantastic training ground, but there was always. They always no, they do. Yeah, well, they do. They do care about it, but equally, they are paying for it through quite high ticket prices.
They are.
No, they do. No, they do care, I think. But most of all, and it was always felt under Levy that all this investment and all this getting the business profitable was at the expense of high expenditure on the pitch, and that has to be the case with football, because if you spend loads on the pitch, you're not going to make money. But that can only take you so far. So I think the sense amongst Tottenham fans will be one of excitement. They want change on the pitch. They've seen a change in the summer with a change of manager. They've got a better team. They've invested well in the transfer market. But what Tottenham fans want is the team to match the facilities and the club. And that means top four football. It means winning domestic trophies. It means having a shot at Champions League on a regular basis. They don't want to be wallowing around in 17th and 18th where they were last season. They don't even want to be wallowing around in 9th, 10th and 12th. They want to be where Arsenal are. And they want to be better than Arsenal. They want to be where Manchester City are and be competing around that level of the sport. Now, that might only be possible with investment, with a large chunk of cash coming into the club, because we don't know what Joe Lewis's and Enix's plans are for Tottenham in terms of financial investment on the pitch. So, but I think if I'm a Tottenham fan, I'm looking at this going, right, okay, what are they actually going to buy? Okay, because Enix has an 87% stake in Tottenham. Is it just 12-13%, in which case how much of a difference could that possibly make? Or are they looking to buy the club and move it on to the new level, similar to what's happened at Manchester City in recent years, similar to what's happening trying to happen at Manchester United but not really happening, similar to what wants to happen at Newcastle but they can't because they're a bit hamstringed by PSR. It's that level of getting investors in who can take the club to the next level.
And I think if there was that kind of investment, with all the facilities and all the infrastructure at Tottenham, they could be quite a force.
Well, that's what I mean. That's precisely what I mean. They've got the infrastructure there already. It's not like
if they've got a great team, they're a great club.
They're ready-made. Yeah, they're ready-made to take that next step because of everything that Daniel Levy put in place. It's not like we're looking to buy, to come in as investors, and the first thing we've got to do is spend £100 billion on building White Hart Lane again, or crumbling this or crumbling that. The infrastructure is there.
Yeah, interesting. I suspect if you're an investor looking to get involved in the Premier League, Spurs are probably top of people's lists. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one works out. As we know in football, that's Daniel leaving you. It pays to get your team selection right. Here at Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery partner, and we chose Zencastr. Zencastr makes it easy to bring your vision to life, share it with your audience, wherever they may be. It's got 4K video recording, it's got easy AI editing, and it's got top-tier distribution tools, and it's all in one place, and that's the key thing. So if you've got a story to tell it with Zencastr. Check the show notes for a few more details.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Okay, let's come to the games. 10 games, obviously, as always, over the weekend. 7 today, which is a great. I like a busy Premier League Saturday. And then a few games to follow, 3 games to follow. Let's go through them one by one. Let's kind of give our view on the various importances to each of these games in terms of suddenly a few of them have become quite important. And let's have a prediction, home win, away win or draw. We'll start with the first one. Brentford, it's the early game. Brentford against Manchester United. Big win for Amorim last weekend and still feels like he's on thin ice.
Yes, and look, Man United won 2 out of the last 3, so that's not bad. And the one in the middle was a defeat against Manchester City, and that can happen to anybody. So I think, look, there's an opportunity here for Manchester United to use the Chelsea victory last week, which was a game of complete chaos, to use it as a real springboard, because Manchester United, for the first time, I think, last week, turned up. And they played in a way that we might have expected them to play and the way that Amorim might have expected them to play. And they've got to harness that. They've got to use that to kick on. It's a brilliant fixture for them, this. Yeah. It's exactly what you would have wanted if you are trying to just get your season going. Massive win against Chelsea. Right. How do we win our next game? Well, I'll tell you what, let's go to Brentford.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for them. I thought Man United were pretty good in the first game against Arsenal, to be honest. Losing that game knocked a bit of wind out of the sails, I think. But they didn't deserve to lose it. But you're right. It's a great get-ready game or get-right game. Presumably, there'll be a home game to follow. So there's a big opportunity for Man United to actually put three wins on the bounce. Things are starting to look much better for Amorim if that happens.
I think so. I expect them to win today. And it will start looking better. You wonder how long this kind of axe will hang over. I have a feeling with Amorim that they could win 10 games in a row and then they'll lose one and suddenly, it's Amorim out. He's just got that feel about it, the whole thing.
Well, he doesn't help himself on that, does he?
No, he doesn't. No.
I think his own narrative on that.
100% he has. He keeps going at every press conference, well, if you want to sack me, sack me. Tell you what, sack me. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm not going to change, so if you want to change, then you'll have to change your manager, etc. He's created that narrative himself. It's not good. It's not going to do him any favours. But yeah, this is a good opportunity for them to really kick on and start trying to put that run together that they need, that will get everybody a little bit more enthused.
Makes sense. You're going for an away win then?
I'll go for an away win. I mean, Brentford's form, 3-1. They started well against Fulham last week and took the lead. But then they just collapsed a little bit. Yeah, I know. Good draw with Chelsea the last time out in the Premier League. Lost to Sunderland. I don't know. They are where we expect them to be. They're 17th in the Premier League. That's where we kind of thought 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. That's kind of where we expect them. I think Manchester United will be too strong for them today. So away win.
Away win. I've got it down as a draw. I think, Brentford are fragile. The dreadful start to the season. I think they have just shown a bit more signs of life in the last few weeks, and I don't think United are quite there. The game against Chelsea, of course, was just a lottery, really. I mean, after they lost Sanchez, after a couple of minutes, really, Palmer goes off. I think didn't they make 2 substitutions in the first 20 minutes or something?
Yeah. There was all their attacking talent, really. I mean, Palmer was injured.
It's a very difficult game to judge exactly how good Man United are. So I think they're not quite there yet. I'm going to go for a draw. Right, just kind of carrying on that theme. Chelsea, of course. Can they bounce back from that rather surreal game against Man United? Brighton had an amazing win in the EFL. I mean, they really got the shooting boots on. What do you reckon? I can't quite work out who Chelsea are yet.
No, they're very, very. They're just a strange team. They're just a strange team. They're a strange team to watch. They're a strange team because you're never quite sure who's going to play. They're a strange team because Maresca does strange things on the touchline. I don't know. It's really. I can't get my head around Chelsea at all this season. And Brighton have not really started the season that well. They need more. They need to kind of hit the straps a little bit. It's an odd game. This I think Chelsea will have. I mean, they'll have too much. I think they'll have too much for Brighton today. Palmer being injured again. He's out for 2-3 weeks. That's not great. They've got enough in their ranks, Chelsea, to win the game. But they're a little bit like Manchester United, where you just go, look, you need 2 or 3 convincing performances to make everybody believe. And when I say everybody believe, I think half the time you think that means you, manager, and your players. Because a bit like Man United, they don't really look like they believe in what they're doing some of the time when you watch them play. And that you can see that just in their results and in the way they perform. So, yeah, it's good that they've started. Some of the players have started well. I think Caicedo started very, very well.
Great player.
João Pedro started very, very well.
Great player.
Up tops, Delap obviously started the season, got injured. Palmer in and out, injured again. Chalobah started the season well as well at the back. They've got good players. I just would like to see a little bit more from them, a bit more consistency, and then we'll get a sense of what they're going to do this season.
I think this could be a good game for Chelsea. I think I do expect them to win this, so I've got it down as a home win. I just think they've got too much. I've been quite impressed actually with the firepower in the midfield, particularly for Chelsea. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll win this fairly convincingly. Brighton obviously are going to have had a good result in the week, but yeah, they're still finding their feet, I feel. So yeah, I've got a home win. What about? Should we kind of put you down for the same?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, now interesting one, a really interesting one. Because we were talking about the EFL draw, and of course, one of the games of the next round in EFL, in the cup, the League Cup, is Liverpool against Palace. Now we've got Palace v Liverpool, the only 2 unbeaten sides in the league. I know Palace are very dear to your heart. They have been amazing, considering they were going through they've had a lot of change. What's your view on this? I still think Liverpool are vulnerable. Palace played great against them in the Community Shield. If anyone's going to beat Liverpool, and Arsenal will be praying, someone does, this could be it.
It could be. I still think that Palace are trying to find their feet after the departure of Eze. Mateta, it's good to see him back on the score sheet last week. Sars, I think having him fit and playing today is good news. It's good news. Liverpool, they'll go into this game as favourites, but Palace are hard to beat. They're hard to beat. I can't quite see a way Palace are going to win the game, but I can see a way where they can take something out of it. Because defensively, they're very, very strong.
Yeah, really good.
They are very strong. That 3 of Lacroix and Richards and Gahey, they've been together now for a while. They've been settled for a while. They've got Henderson behind them. They all know what they're doing. So I think it'll be difficult for Liverpool this afternoon, and I'm going for a draw in this game.
Interesting. I think Palace are going to score. I think Palace could score 2 today. I just think Liverpool have got defensive frailties, and I think
I'm not sure. I think that was a conversation to have 3 weeks ago, and we did have that conversation 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think they're looking a lot more settled now. I think they are looking a lot more settled defensively.
Okay. Well, interesting. So I'm going to put you down for a draw.
Put me down for a draw. I mean, Palace haven't lost a game for 11 matches in the Premier League.
Which is why I'm going for a home victory. And
really? You're
God
going for
knows God knows the Premier League needs it.
It does need it. 100% needs it. Everybody will be on Palace. Every single person who supports football today, apart from Liverpool fans, will be on Palace's side. Because I'll tell you what, we're going to come on to Arsenal in a bit. But if Arsenal drop points and Liverpool win, how can we by what early October say the race is over?
Call the league in September.
Yeah, crackers.
Yeah, it's crazy. Next one, Leeds against Bournemouth. Leeds, solid start, 12th place. Bournemouth in 4th place. They've had a great start. Leeds yet to concede at home. Great win at Wolves last week. If you can have a great win at Wolves, I mean, they just handed them out.
It was a great win at Wolves because they were one down.
And you were worried about their firepower, weren't you, Leeds' firepower?
They scored 3 goals in 15 minutes. I think the emergence of Stack as an attacking midfielder has really, really helped. He looks great. He looks a really, really good player. And having slaughtered Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he scored a really good goal last week.
He did.
Very good header. So, but I still worried about Leeds firepower. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's a one-off game, and it's Wolves who have played 5, lost 5. So it was not like they've gone to Anfield and done it. So yeah, fair play. But fair play. Well, credit where credit is due. Yeah, and I don't like giving credit to Leeds United, as you well know.
No, I do know that. But Bournemouth obviously started really well. Do you see any prospect of them walking away from Ellen Road with the 3 points today?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I was very disappointed in Bournemouth last week when they played Newcastle. Not because they didn't. It was a 0-0 draw. But it was a real bore fest. It was a terrible game involving 2 of the league's potentially most exciting sides on their day. I was looking forward to a really good game. I'm thinking this could be 2-2, 3-2. Not quite sure which way it's going to go. It was just a really drab 0-0 draw. And Bournemouth have got to do better than that. They've got to do better than that. They're capable.
Bournemouth are very much a home team.
No, I don't. I think they've demonstrated that they can play away from home just as well as they can play at home.
No, so what are you going for?
I'm going for an away win.
Okay, interesting.
Bournemouth have got something that you don't necessarily associate with Bournemouth. They've got a very, very good defence this year.
Yeah,
very good defence,
which is amazing because they lost so many players.
Yeah. They've settled into it really, really well. So, good form. Yes, the draw against Newcastle, that came on the back of 3 consecutive victories. And the only game they've lost, I think, this season is the Liverpool one at the start of the season, if I'm right.
Which they nearly didn't lose.
Yeah. They've got plenty to offer. I think they'll be too strong for Leeds.
Okay, I'm going for a draw. I quite fancy Leeds at the moment. I think they are quite buoyant. I think it'll be a cauldron. I think it'll be a really big atmosphere. And it's the kind of game, I think, when they started the season, they would have looked down the fixture list and thought, yeah, we can get a win out of that.
Well, I think a lot of teams would have looked at Bournemouth at the start of the season and thought, we can get a win out of that because they had a lot of flux, but hasn't turned out to be the case.
No, they've done very well. But I just think they might be slightly... we may revert to the mean a little bit. I think so. I'm going for a draw. In fact, not a home win. Man City Burnley. Now, is there any possibility at all of Burnley getting anything out of this? Now, I should say though, Man City worst start to a campaign in the Premier League since 2006. So everyone's. I've thought, Man City have got off to a better start than last season. Well, actually, they haven't. What's your view on this?
Comfortable win against Manchester United a couple of weeks ago. Comfortable win against Napoli. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that, have we?
Yeah,
we haven't talked about that. Yeah, this was the Napoli that you said we're going to win the Champions League and we're going to beat Man City and we're going to by the way.
Well, it's early days. Still halfway through the first half, aren't we?
Is that all you've got to say?
Yeah.
It's early days. It.
I fancy that.
Okay. Then a weird draw against Arsenal last week where we saw Manchester City do stuff that they've never, ever really done before, which is just get a goal early on and then for the entire second half just play a sort of 5-5-0 formation and back to the good old days of long ball football, just kick it, head it, get rid, and that. And then they were a couple of minutes away from being successful in winning the game until they conceded in injury time. So what are we to expect? I'll tell you what we're going to expect today. We're going to expect goals. That's what we're going to expect. Now, whether or not that happens, because Burnley, if they're nothing else, Burnley, and to be honest, they're not much more, but if they're nothing else, they're obstinate, and they are organised, and they are disciplined, and they are very, very good at shutting the door. So I kind of expect this game to be a little bit
in the Championship.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. But they are. They've kind of carried that on. I think this season in the Premier League in terms of how they play. And last week against Forest, that last 25 minutes was like the Alamo in many ways, and they just kept it out. Dubravka made a couple of really good saves. When they played Liverpool a couple of weeks ago at home, it was just that's the kind of game I'm expecting to see today. It's just defence versus attack for 90 minutes, and can Man City score?
I think it has to be. You can't see Burnley having more than 25% possession, can you? You just can't see it.
I don't think so. I think they'll set up. They'll set up the
25% possessions. Who else is? It's going to be dominated by Man City.
Yeah, it will be dominated by Man City, which is why I put Man City players in my fantasy league team this week.
Good lad, you're learning. So I've gone for a home victory. Have you gone for a home victory as well?
I've gone for a home victory, and it may all depend. The nature of the victory may all depend on if Man City can get a goal in the first 15 minutes of the game. Because if they can get a goal in the 15 minutes of the game, first 15 minutes, it could be 5-0. If they can't, it could be a tough afternoon where they struggle and Burnley just dig in, and it might just be 1-0. But I think either way, they'll win the game.
My money is on the 5-0 outcome. Now,
I think so as well, because they've got the emergence of baby reindeer, as I like to call him, Reinders, who's come out of nowhere, to really provide some good attacking flair.
And Foden
is back in the team, and that's a massive plus. Back in the team and playing well, and as we know what Haaland's start to the season has been like. Everything he touches goes.
Captain Haaland in your
Captain Haaland. So he's going to break his leg in the first 5 minutes, isn't he? He's going to because I've captained him. I've not only I brought him into the team and I've captained him, which means he's going to score no goals and get sent off.
Don't say that, because I've captained him as well. So brilliant. Okay, brilliant. Now the next game, I picked this game out when we were reviewing this early in the week. Forest Sunderland, really, because I've got a bit of a thing about Postecoglou. We spoke yesterday, or maybe the day before, about the re-emergence of the direct approach. And that seems to be the kind of flavour of the month, really. The flavour of the season, maybe. Of course, Postecoglou is the opposite. He's not long ball guy. He's kind of everyone push forward, control it. We're very assertive, we're very aggressive in terms of our forward play. It's not the more long ball direct style. So he's kind of going away from what seems to be the trend. And of course, he's not had a victory in his first 4 games. I just got a feeling this is quite an important game for Forest. And Sunderland are no mugs. I mean, Forest are in 15th, Sunderland are in 7th. If at the start of the season we'd said this game they'd be in those particular positions, I think we would have been surprised. So I think this is going to be a very, very interesting game. What do you think?
I wholeheartedly agree. It was interesting watching Forest play against Burnley. They should have won that game last week. They should have won that game.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of profligacy in front of goal, and Dubravka pulled off a couple of really smart saves towards the end of the game. But it was really interesting to see something you haven't really seen from Forest for a while now. There was moments in game where Milenkovic, the centre half, had the ball, but he had the ball in the attacking third, so Burnley's defensive third, and he must have had 7 or 8 players in front of him. And I'm like, whoa, okay, why is the centre half playing where a 10 should play? And look at all the players that he's got around him. And now we know that's the kind of way Ange plays, but you just don't really expect to see it from Forest. It leaves them vulnerable on the break if they're going to play like that, and I don't think they've got the pace in defence, particularly in the middle of defence, to cope with that. Sunderland, as you quite rightly say, have surprised a lot of people, but I think Sunderland away from home is going to be a different beast from Sunderland at home this season. I think the Stadium of Light will be a difficult place to go, and I think that's where they will pick up the vast majority of their points. I don't know enough about them so far because it's so early in the season to know what they're going to be like on the road. But I think this will be a tough afternoon for them. I think this will be a tough afternoon. Forest, again, as I say, probably should have beaten Burnley. They were very close to beating Real Betis in the middle of in midweek, letting a late goal there. It'll come. It'll come for Forest, and I think today will be the day.
So you've got them down as a home win. I'm going for a draw.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
I'm going for a home win. I think it should be an entertaining game. I think it'll be quite a tight game, but I think Forest will have too much. I feel that momentum in the last couple of days is building. Last couple of games is building.
Okay. Now, I've just taken an executive decision, Nick. We're going to review the 3 games being played after today, tomorrow, because we're already at 30 minutes. We've got one more game to do, which is Spurs v Wolves, which I want to come to. But before we do that, I just want to tell you that Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements, because your body's unique. Without knowing what deficiencies you have, taking off-the-shelf supplements means you're probably not getting enough of the nutrients you need, maybe too many of the ones you don't need. So Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed specifically for you and deliver them at exactly the right levels to optimize your health. So there's no guessing. Click on the link in the show notes, use the code GSPN 2025. You get 40% discount off your first order. So final game of the day today, and the final one we're going to review today, Spurs v Wolves. Spurs are in 3rd, Wolves are in 20th. Thomas Frank seems to have completely re-galvanized post Postecoglou, the Spurs team. Wolves look a bit bereft, except they go and beat Everton 2-0 in the EFL Cup. So, what's your prediction for this one?
A little plug, Kenny. A little plug. You and I do the Road to World Cup 26 podcast, which is out every week. It's a great podcast. It's the only podcast on the entire planet which is dedicated to next year's World Cup. During that World Cup podcast, every week we do a little thing called Kenny's Quiz, where I ask you three questions on whatever the focus of the day is, and you get your pipe out just like you're doing now. So I'm just going to move. I'm going to loan Kenny's Quiz for one day and one day only into the Daily Premier League podcast. There are only 3 sides in Premier League history who have started with 6 straight defeats, which is what's going to happen if Wolves lose today. Do you know who they are? In fact, can you name any of them?
In Premier League? Are we just talking Premier League?
Yeah.
I would say something like Sheffield United, someone like that, and maybe someone like Barnsley or someone like that. But that'd be my guess.
Okay. Only 3 sides have ever started with 6 defeats in the competition. Portsmouth in 2009-2010. Right. Crystal Palace in 2017-2018, and Norwich City in 2021-22.
Right.
Now, Norwich ended up going down. Portsmouth ended up going down. Palace stayed up. So the omens aren't good for Wolves, because I think they'll lose this game. I think Tottenham will be way too good for them. And that will mean 6 games, 6 defeats, 0 points, and already you're thinking,
I think we are.
They're not going to stay up this season.
And we were lauding the Wolves manager because he was able to galvanise Wolves last season.
We were when he arrived.
And we thought, hey, this lad's a good manager. I'm very surprised at Wolves' form this season so far. Maybe, just maybe, they get a foothold after that 2-0 victory over Everton. I mean,
maybe they needed it. It's a morale-boosting win, but
it's not the game you want after that, is it? You want Brentford at home, don't you, really?
Yeah, not at all. I think the chances of Wolves getting anything out of this are pretty slim.
Great. Okay, so that's that. We pretty much agree on some, a few we don't. Interesting to see what the results will be. We'll be back tomorrow. We're here every day in, day out, relentless, professional, we like to call it.
Don't make it sound like such a chore. We love it.
Yeah, we do love it. So we'll be back tomorrow to talk about the rest of the games and talk about the results that we've had on this day, and including
what else are we talking about? You know what else we're going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about Derby winning at Wrexham
in the El Clasico.
Yeah, I've changed my mind from my earlier prediction. I'm now going for a Rams win.
Oh, what score?
18-0.
Okay. Right, best luck with that. I will look forward to seeing you. I'll be knocking on your door about 3:30. Thanks for listening, everybody. It's been a pleasure, as always, to see everyone. And I hope your team wins.
I certainly hope my team wins.
Well, yeah, no hope. Good luck to everybody. See you soon. See you tomorrow, and we'll go through it all again. Oh. That's a bad omen.
Daily Soccer Podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.